All right, testing. Good. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wonderful Wednesday night. Tonight, I'm going to be going over the some more of the issues with Nick's Discord server, where he's performing gay ops, doing some doxing shit. You know, the kind of stuff the skeptics used to do, where they go ahead and they have someone else post information, and then someone else would go, "Well, it's public now, guys, so it's okay to use." Shit like that. But we're not going to be focusing on every single aspect. I'm going to be doing this one part at a time in a very special series that I'm going to run. Today, I'm going to be focusing on Spectre because, well, he's like the most retarded out of all of them. And also because, well, he's like the most flagrantly dishonest. But first, who is Spectre and where does he come from? Well, I mean, some of you are familiar with Spectre, being that he comes from um, the Bloodsports era. That's where he got himself a name that he developed for himself because he decided to tell Zoom that he was going to contact the Pentagon to launch an investigation on them to go ahead and discover that he's actually a pedophile. Yeah, this was complete bullshit. The fact that this has never ever led to anything and did not lead to anything makes me believe that Zoom's dig on him was correct and that Spectre lied about his credentials in order to have that kind of access. So yeah, Spectre is already established as a lying piece of shit. But despite that, there's also an issue with that because here, let me show you. We're gonna go down memory lane a little bit.
So
give me a second. You may have heard my voice in the background. There's a reason for that. Because here's the thing, and let me just kill this real quick. There we go. Okay, let's take a listen to this real nicely.
What'd you want to come on for, Spectre?
So I'll just give Geek my fucking response right now, and I'll probably do this on my own stream as well. Don't wait until Monday, you overused prison fuck toy. How about you drop it right now? You're saying I called you a pedophile. Never left my fucking mouth. In fact, my tweet said, I know it's a joke. It's no less creepy. That's what I said, but you are blowing this out of fucking proportion. I didn't send it to anyone. I posted it to Twitter. It got sent to Cow. I know exactly who put it on Cow. IMC takes off with it. Not my fucking fault that IMC saw it. So you overused prison fucktoy, you completely low IQ piece of shit. You 40-year-old motherfucker, divorced, everything that could possibly happen to a man to emasculate himself, to the point that he's on the internet threatening to beat the shit out of random people. Drop your shit right now. I'm not going to challenge you to a fight. I'm not going to challenge you any of that shit. Not going to do it. You can just drop it. Go right the fuck ahead. Because at the end of the day, you got nothing. You know you've got nothing. I welcome you trying to do it. And that's my fucking official response to you, you stupid bitch.
All right. Did you want to talk about anything else, or?
No, that was just going to be my response to him.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, take it easy.
Have fun.
All right. So that was Spectre's official response to Geek Cthulhu.
Okay, so that was Spectre's rant against Geek Cthulhu. How much detail it's about, I don't know every single detail with that particular feud or whatever, but I figured Spectre was eager to come on that day. I had like 60 viewers that day, which is legendary for this channel because I don't give a shit about the numbers, as I said before. But it's important to note it here because Spectre is a faggot whose measurement of self-worth is based on how many viewers he gets, how many eyeballs are looking at his tweets, how many likes, how many retweets, basically how many e-points he can get to increase his dick size. That's all Spectre cares about. Now, the other funny thing about this is that Spectre is okay to be friendly and chummy buddy-buddy with me when I have a little bit of momentum. As you can see by the like to dislike ratio, there's a lot of people that were tuning into the stream, and live it was doing very well. And Spectre even stayed around my Discord for a while. Then he goes ahead and he says, and then he starts doing this dumb shit where he's going behind the scenes, stabbing people in the back, smearing people, or just me in particular. So let's go to. So I showed some of this last night, but I didn't really explain the full context of what I was showing here. Now, it's important to note that all this Discord screenshots, unless I say otherwise, take place inside Nick Rekieta's Discord. And this thing is real. It's a VIP access only sort of Discord. You have to pay to get in. So obviously, the most of the people here, if not everyone exclusively, is going to be a Nick Rekieta fan. That's how this works. Spectre is a member of the Discord, as you can see right here, and yeah, he's been saying some shit. He's been saying some shit about yours truly. Now remember, this is a guy who was in my Discord, who had DM'd me before on Twitter and the Discord, and could have contacted me at any time. But then he decides to pull this shit. And these messages take place in the general chat. You people in the chat I know can verify this, since I recognize some of you there as being in the screenshots themselves. Take a look at this. Like, this was August 10th. This is around the time when I challenged Nick Rekieta to have a debate on stream. Nick got wind of the first round of this. This was August 10th. He just says a few snide comments here. Not a big deal. Not everyone has a very lofty opinion of me, and that's fine. That's not the issue here. Then we go down further, like a few days later, when Nick responds and there's an actual chance this thing might actually happen. And he goes ahead and says, also, I kind of want Nick to debate JMK, but at the same time, I don't want another Shane with delusions of grandeur. Now, I like this angle that Spectre takes. Like, this is a tactic that you guys should be familiar with. It's called poisoning the well. And before you guys say, well, isn't that a fallacy? Well, yes, it is, but that's besides the point. It's also used as a way to it's essentially used as a way to discredit somebody unfairly based on either smears, lies, or relevant bullshit that they want to bring up, and associate someone's character as being unworthy to be taken seriously at all. And they'll try, and people who engage in this kind of activity, the worst sort of slime buckets that do this, will go ahead and try to tell as many people as possible in the worst light as possible. And this is to one audience Spectre did this too. Continuing here. He has some more comments here, but they're not important. This guy's one of those retards who hops onto every show he can to try to leech viewers and subscribers from larger content creators. Now, here's the funny thing about... Okay, the fucking irony of this guy. This douchebag, who I established went on my show when it was going good, did this thing that he's describing to me, and now he's taking that and putting it onto me. I mean, I hate to fucking use this word because it's been overblown to mean, oh, well, that's a no-you retort, but the projection of this guy is off the charts. What he's saying of me is only true of himself. This guy's retarded. I mean, it's not even retarded. It's just dishonest to the highest degree. And the hypocrisy on this guy reeks. He moved through all the Gamergate and IBS personalities at this point. Again, like, he's just making shit up. Like, I've never asked to go, like, on Andy Worski's show or Ralph Retort's show or who else is there? I don't know. I didn't ask to go on any of these guys' shows. I could have. There was lots of opportunities where I could have just said, hey, can I come on? Or something like that. I didn't do that because I wasn't really interested in that. If I wanted to do a show, if I wanted to stream something, I just stream it. To give you an idea how it might play out, this is him literally crying on a stream. Oh yeah, gotta bring up the infamous quote-unquote cry stream. Gotta go ahead and poison that well as hard as possible. Yeah, everyone cries genius. Some people it's more embarrassing than others. And yeah, not gonna sugarcoat it. It's really embarrassing here. But the fact that it's not relevant, dude. Like, the only reason to put this out there is to deliberately smear someone so that way they're not taken seriously. So that way the audience has a preemptive idea that this one occasion is the only aspect of this guy's character and the only thing this guy's about. Kind of like how people like to point to Vic's pervy kind of behavior that Vic Mignogna admitted to, and say that's the only thing about the guy. The only thing about Vic Mignogna is that he won't sign yaoi, and he doesn't ask permission before hugging and kissing people. Now, while it's true that Vic Mignogna is a creep, I know a lot of you guys don't believe that. And I know a lot of you guys will admit that, yeah, Vic has issues. I also know you guys wouldn't want people going around saying that the problems that you do acknowledge Vic Mignogna has are issues that, is all that guy's character, even if it's true. And continuing here, let me see this one here. He's not involved in the lawsuit at all. He's just trying to get people to notice him. It's the name of a former commandment of the Marine Corps, referring to the name John Kelly. By the way, Spectre's got this wrong. I actually left the Trump administration to do a YouTube streaming career. He and I are exactly the same person. I just want to correct the record on that one. But now that I just blew my cover on that one, let me continue. Oh, and again, with the projection shit here. And remember, Spectre goes on every single show. He's been on Cog's show. He's been on Ralph's show. He's been on so many fucking shows. Continuing down. Spectre, he's never had an honest, good faith conversation. Oh, bullshit. You know what? That's just rich, because I've actually talked to Spectre, like, in other times before. Like, I don't get this guy is such a two-faced liar. Like, he just lies so badly. He's a troll who tried to emulate Medicare, Ralph, Gator, Josh, etc. Okay, these are like four different fucking people, each with their own different. Well, okay, Gator's just a copy of Jim, but these are like three different fucking people, each with their own personalities, with different. It's personalities. How am I trying to emulate all three of them? Do I do it at different times? Do I do it all at once? It's like he's just throwing shit at a wall and seeing what will stick. Like, I don't try to emulate any of these people, really. He's literally hopped on the dick of every IBS personality he can. Or he's established that's bullshit. He's literally okay. So here's the full thing. He's literally hopped on the dick of every IBS personality he can in order to try to puff up and leech subscribers and shit. It hasn't worked, dude. I've already said that if I wanted to go ahead and do that, I just stream Fortnite and make a killing off of that, because that's where the money is with these Twitch streamers. It doesn't have to necessarily be that particular game. It could be any variety of game. But the gaming streamers get all kinds of merchandise deals. They get all kinds of praise and credit. They get, like, there's a whole shit ton of money invested in that stuff. So if that was my goal, why wouldn't I be smart about it? Like, this guy doesn't think. So he's hoping that if he manages to get decent showings from Nick's stream, it will help him. He's basically a Zoom light. Yeah, of course. You gotta mix your two enemies together. Me and Zoom are joined at the hip, even though I've, like, called out Zoom on quite a number of occasions. Pretty funny. He doesn't answer questions. He just insults and denigrates and yells over people. Yeah, see, this is just more well poisoning. I've had a very lengthy debate with an I Stand With Vic supporter on this channel. You can go watch it. I let him talk. I kept interruptions to a minimum, and a lot of times I told him, go ahead, finish your point. I let him speak, and yeah, you can go watch that. So that's also bullshit. This guy's legit, and this guy seems like he's legitimately asking questions. It's not like he has a preemptive bias like Spectre does. I haven't paid attention to him. I am among the category of living human beings. What exactly is his line of thought, if any, for the GoFundMe being a scam? Nick is a grifter and a scam artist, essentially. Let me give you a bit of backstory. Look how we just brushed aside the question, because someone's genuinely asking what my stance and opinions on this are, as though to give the benefit of the doubt that maybe there's some legitimacy to anything I say. But then he just immediately segues into Gamergate shit that happened 4 fucking years ago at this point. He was a GG Spurg who was ostracized by pretty much everyone. Everyone laughed at his stupidity. Actually, a lot of them got really mad. A lot of them got really upset that I called out a lot of hypocrites. You know, guys like Sargon of Akkad, who turned out to be complete shit. Guys like Oliver Campbell. Guys like, who else was there? Guys like Roguestar. I was also correct about him as well. There was so many people that they were just like almost every single Eastlove that got their hands involved with Gamergate was a con man of some variety or another. They just lied and they got ahead and promoted their products for money, and they promoted their channels for money. I mean, it's just and like especially developers, which I could go on about that, but I want to keep this short. So moving on, he moved on to CG and then got the same treatment. I made like maybe a dozen tweets, or I don't know how many tweets I made about Comicsgate. But this idea that I got involved with it heavily is just retarded. I think that Comicsgate is retarded for various reasons, but I never really got involved. I didn't move into that sector. It was just clear to me it was just going to be another Gamergate, so I didn't even fucking bother with it for the most part. But I might cover it more extensively later on. Then he moved on to IBS this past year, trying to get in good with some again with this lie over and over again. He's repeating as though that'll make it true. No evidence to back this up whatsoever. In fact, I like Spectre to stop being a chicken shit coward and talking all this shit behind my back and only coming on the show when there's a good, stable audience. By the way, Spectre, you'll get 20 people rooting for you if everyone here agrees with you. So why don't you come on now? Because that's more than you usually get when Nick Rekieta doesn't retweet you. Moving on. So then he moved to smaller IBS entities like COG, who gave him a platform to talk. When the fuck did this happen? The most that I can think of that he's getting this line of logic is that I went into COG's Discord server, where there's a whole bunch of other spurgs who talk about dumb shit. That's it. And I think I may have posted some of my stream links there. So this idea that COG gave me a platform by me entering his public Discord server is just a complete lie. I never was on COG's show once, ever. I never asked to be on COG's show. I don't get where he's no, I absolutely get where he's coming from. He's trying to make up, again, Shatter Scott. He's got to make sure that he throws as much shit against the wall to go after somebody. When he got a bit of success, he turned on them. I don't know. Again, it's just like, what? Okay, at this point, Spectre, you got to come on here and explain yourself, because this reads like a really badly written fanfic. Like, seriously. And then started working on anti-CG / anti-GG stuff and trying to get in with the SJW crowd. Yes, I am a hardcore leftist. I support Antifa. I am paid by George Soros. I am a complete utter lipshit. That is exactly my politics. This guy knows me like he knows the back of his hand. And trying to get in with let's see, moving on from that. Basically pulling a reverse Ian Miles chump. Oh boy. The lore is real. Actually, that's the best way to put it. He's a grifter. That's the opposite of INC. I am such a very, very good grifter. I make tons and tons of cash off of this. You idiot. He'll call the police to SWAT himself? Maybe? I mean, the guy has been doxxed already. Well, one can only hope. He does sound terrible. His docs were placed on, and then he gives instructions to exactly where to find the docs. Now, here's the thing. Like, shit talking's one thing, but this isn't just shit talking here. This isn't just poisoning the well. This goes a step beyond that. He's not joking around. He's not posting the docs to get a reaction. He wants a call to action. He wants people to fuck with me as badly as he can get them to fuck with me. And he's posting this in Nick Rekieta's Discord server because Nick Rekieta tolerates and enables this behavior. Getting third parties to go ahead and do your dirty work for you. You know, just like Zeph was in Kraut's Discord server and Zeph had a reputation for doxing, Spectre is in Nick's Discord server and also has a similar slimy reputation for doing shit like this, as you see here on screen. There's no justifying this at all. Oh, I like this in the chat. The dox was public, you fucking retard. Okay, that's just like saying, yeah, who do you think posted it there? Think. Use your brain. It's the same shit the skeptics did, where there were the doxes collected behind the scenes by various parties working either the skeptics themselves or people tangentially related to them. And then they go ahead and they post it, and then the E-celebs will just do whatever they wish with it. It happens all the time. Moving down. And then there's this argument he had here where he wasn't really doing so well. We'll look into a little bit of that. I mean, Twitter, like, bragging about, like, this is another thing. Spectre really thinks that he's owning people. Like, another pattern of behavior I've noticed with Spectre is when he wants to get in good with an E-celeb. In this case, his current mark is Nick. And Nick seems to like this guy, so maybe, I don't know, Nick's either a really dumb mark or Nick's just using Spectre as much as Spectre's using Nick. he tries to show how much he white knights for the E-Celeb, and he puts himself out there, and he argues and debates other people and dunks on them. Like, it's just pathetic. I forgot how much of an idiot John Michael Kelly is. All right, Nick keeps on going here. Post more tweets. Let's see. Now we get to the good stuff, like the poll. So Spectre creates this poll to try to show that popular opinion's against me, because he had a bit of an argument with me, and it didn't really work out for him well. Let me show that. All right, this one here. We'll get back to the Discord stuff in a moment. Because as this was going on, he was also on Twitter saying shit like this. I'm going to say it. I hope Rekieta doesn't debate John Michael Kelly. We don't need another Shane incident. Again, it's what he does. He tries to take someone that people don't like and associate them with someone else that he also has an issue with to try to tie them together. Say that they're one and the same. Because apparently, if I was to go on Nick's show, according to Spectre, I would start off right off the gate lying, being two-faced as fuck, and trying to say that Nick Rekieta has an alt-right audience and other dumb, spurgy shit like that. I have never made the talking points that Shane has, because I recognize Shane to be a liar and an idiot. That's not my bag. But Spectre, he wants to make it out to be that, yeah, I'm exactly the same as this social justice warrior cuck boy. Because I don't that's right, he's a dishonest dipshit. I don't think Nick's liver has fully recovered from the punishment it went through after that happened. Ha ha ha! He's gonna die an early grave. That's actually kind of sad when you consider the guy has 5 kids and he's just killing himself slowly. All right, so this is the bit of the argument that I have with Spectre. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but basically Spectre's argument is that I would just be a nobody and I should be off the stream. I don't have any good arguments. But the main thing is that Nick fucked up. Nick said, and I should have this tweet pulled ready, but actually, here it is, right here. Nick said this on Twitter, and this is where Nick fucked up in this dispute. You're going to come into hostile territory, and 100 people are literally going to pay me to call you a beta cuck. Now, think about this. People are saying that, oh, no one's going to be interested in this debate. No one's going to be interested in watching you on. You're boring. You're stupid. You're crazy. You're just like Shane, etc. Yet, Nick himself is admitting that 100 people are willing to pay money to call me names just for having me on. I don't know about you, but you know what? That's a high priority guest in my book. There's definitely a reason for me to go on right here. And I point this out to Spectre. In fact, let me just read this through quickly, so that way Spectre doesn't claim that, oh, you're taking me out of context. I'm really confused why Z-list E-Celebs are demanding someone like Nick Rekieta needs to talk to them / debate them, and why they cry when they say there's no reason to bring them on. The only thing you can add is another clip for its intro when you cry. So you prefer Nick preach from a pulpit every episode with 0 opposing viewpoints? Comes off as NPC behavior. Nick has had people on who disagree with him, and almost all of them have been entertaining. Hell, Nick openly invites people like Greg on his show, and we've been waiting for it to happen. When random spurgs like you demand to be let on, and you don't say why, no thanks. I see. The NPC is programmed to want to hear those acceptable people he disagrees with. It's more like we want people who will try something, bring something to the table, and provide entertainment. And most you start crying because you think Nick is picking on you or some shit. Or the fact he'd make hundreds just because people want him to call you a beta cuck. I respond by showing that, indeed, the tweet before. Moving on. No, people tune in, for example, when Cody Bear is just on to hear Nick. Cody doesn't add anything to the conversation. People want to hear what Nick has to say. Nick is entertaining. The guest is not. Look at this. Does he not realize what he's writing here? Nick is entertaining. The guest is not. That's just such a stupid response. If the guests are just that brain dead, according to Spectre, if Nick's audience, according to Spectre, is that stupid that they just listen to Nick talk and not care for the quality of the guest or what the guest has to say, etc., then why is there a dispute on me coming on at all? Just let me on. It will just be as good as any other show, and it just evens out. So you just defeat your own argument there. You will be a repeat of Cody in every way. You're a Spurg. And then goes on, I'm sorry, but there's no fucking way hundreds of people are going to be putting money down to call the guest a beta cuck and not be entertained. That's exceptional to think that. And there's no arguing against this. Like, seriously. If you're going to go ahead and admit that, yeah, you'd be entertained to have on because if people would pay money to it, like, sure, there'd be maybe a couple of nobodies who do it out of like, oh, I'm so mad I'm going to own him by giving Nick money. But no, I don't think so. I don't think most people are that autistic where they put money down just because they're mad at somebody. Like that, in that manner. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. They won't be entertained by you. Nick is the entertainment. Nick knows no one wants you on. That's why he said it. I mean, Nick knows no one wants me on, yet Nick's going to pay me money. Get fucked. Or, no, people are going to pay money to have me on. Get fucked. Get absolutely fucked. All right, and aside from that, he also went to Kiwi Farms. Take a look at a couple of that. He quoted this post here, redacted it because there's some doxing information there. He worked on being a noble Gamergator, but failed to make any headway there. Other Gamergators were calling him a Spurg and telling him to fuck off. He moved on to Comicsgate, hoping to get some attention there. So it's just basically more of the lies he was repeating in Nick Rekieta's Discord. And this is relevant because Spectre desperately does not want me on Nick's show. Because if I went on Nick's show, I would show that I have more to bring to any fucking thing than Spectre ever will in his goddamn life. Because Spectre only concerned is getting those likes, those clicks, those retweets, etc. That's all the guy wants. And it's funny to me. It's really funny to me. I mean, there's also some other factors in this. Like, the poll thing. Yeah, so I'll get back to this in a moment. I'll show you why I think this is funny. But there's a particular thing I have up here. Now look at this. Spectre didn't just post a poll on the server. He just posted on Kiwi Farms, as we see here. Get as many people, as many biased parties to go in there after he thoroughly poisoned the well and made sure to make my name mud in the eyes of the people, to make sure that the first impression that people have of me is through Spectre's lens. He also got Nick Rekieta to give him the quid quo pro, involving Nick on this little gay op, this little behind-the-scenes collusion. Now, I don't know if Nick intentionally did this, like knowingly, because Nick could always claim that, I just didn't know, which I'm going to press X to doubt on that, firstly, because Nick is someone who is scummy, and I don't trust him in the least. I wouldn't share a fork with him. And also, even if he wants to claim that, okay, so you're an idiot who was a mark in a gay op and an unwilling participant inside this op to discredit me. And the reason you participated and were this stupid was because it was your cowardice showing through. Because if I'm as bad as you have said I am, not Spectre in this instance, as you have said I am, Nick, if I am as stupid, if I'm such an attention-hungry dumbass, if I am all these dumb things, you would absolutely destroy me, and you would get paid to do it. You would be paid money to make a fool out of somebody. If I could do that for a living, I would. Not gonna lie, that sounds like fun. I would gladly do that for a living. Just go ahead, go into a debate with somebody, beat him, get paid for it. Sounds like a good job to me. In fact, actually, there's a term for that. There's a term for someone who's paid to beat someone in an argument. Oh, it's called a lawyer. Nick, why are you being bad at being a lawyer? I don't know, man. It just seems like it's really weird. And here's the other funny thing. This funny thing. Like, this is the poll that Spectre made. And I could point out how there's two options for no. Yeah, whatever. Nobody cares. Thing is, I still got 538 yes votes. So despite how badly Spectre poisoned the well, I still got a third of the people to go on my side. According to this poll, which you shouldn't trust polls like this at all, because someone could just go in with a VPN and vote a million times in favor of one or the other. And yeah, I still got 538 votes. Now you could say, well, that's overwhelmed by the 1,000 other votes. Yeah, that's true. But you know what? Not everyone can say that one out of every 3 people wants someone on the show from a particular audience. And again, I think I've thoroughly established that the cards were deliberately and purposefully stacked against me to not go on. So all that considered, I did fairly well here. Spectre, you're making me look good, man. All right. So that was Spectre's little gay up. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to share. Oh, there's a couple things still, but let me just see from here. Might be a couple of other points in here, but we can get to them on our stream. I don't want to make this a long one. But there's also something else. Something I want to show here. Okay, so Spectre hasn't stopped trying to do everything he can to punch me in order to get good boy points from Nick Rekieta. Because, again, head pats is all he lives for. That little attention they can get from the E-Celeb, and that little attention that his supporters give him when he gets that little attention from the E-Celeb, that kind of thing, that's the dopamine addiction that Spectre has. So, of course, he hasn't stopped. And there's a couple things that are funny about this. All right, so let's read the tweet, and then we'll go to the image. So you whine for 2 weeks that Nick won't let you on his show so you can leech viewers. One of his admins, Keck, comes onto your server and responds as homophobic in nature. This is what Kick Vic wants in their ranks, I guess. Like, okay, firstly, I'm not Kick Vic. I've never once advocated Vic gets deplatformed from anything. So lumping me in there is just bullshit. And second, Spectre was kicked out of the server at this point. Spectre didn't take this image. He had someone in there go ahead and screenshot this themselves and give it to Spectre. Like, what's with all the spy game shit? This is the same stuff the skeptics do. And here it is, Spectre pulling that shit right here. And the other thing is, what did I say exactly? Here's Keck. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Keck, it says on Twitter you're a faggot. Is this true? I don't think it says literally that, but some people interpret it that way. Are you a homosexual, or do you just present yourself as one? I identify myself as pansexual, if that's your question. Laughing my ass off, what a freak. If you ever quit being a faggot, I may allow you back in. In the meantime, get help. And yeah, I do not support homosexuality. I've been very, very clear about that for quite some time. If Spectre did any background research on me, he'd know that I'm not one of these SGW liberal libtards. Like, my positions are, man's a man, a woman's a woman. Man and woman belong together in marriage. It's no other way is defined as a marriage. I don't believe in abortion. I generally support conservative economic views, generally speaking. And I think I've thoroughly established I support conservative social views as well. I could go into detail, but I have said so many things and statements about it. And frankly, I believe that I'm probably far more right-leaning than most of the audience here or most places online. Not extreme right, but I'm still very much right-leaning. So, yeah, Spectre, you're retarded. This isn't the big gotcha you think it is. And he goes on here because then he remembers to tag me in because he remembers that, oh, wait, I'm going to be looking like a little bitch if I talk shit. Suddenly he remembers that if you talk shit about someone behind their back and you won't engage them directly, you're kind of sort of a little bitch. And then I respond, my homophobia. It's amazing how often you people will devolve into liberal speak the moment it suits you. I'm pretty sure your words were pretty homophobic. That's not liberal speak. That's actually discriminatory. And that's why Nick won't have you on his show. You're no different than the other low IQ bigots running around. Oh, look how brave. Look how stunning and brave Spectre, the proud progressive, is. I bet his preferred candidate in this upcoming election is Bernie Sanders. If he comes on, the first thing I'm going to ask is if he's actually a Bernie bro, because he really comes off like it here. I go on to say, that's not liberal speak, that's actually I quote him saying that. Anti-discrimination protections for degenerates, such as not using mean words to shame them, is a core part of liberal doctrine. You idiot. Responds with, Being a liberal isn't bad. Being a leftist is. If you have more than 2 brain cells to rub together, you probably have figured that out a while ago. But I'm just curious, John, what was the brand of alcohol your mother tried to abort you with? Man, this guy is salty. This guy is mad. Okay, I have a couple theories as to why Spectre is having this kind of reaction. Spectre in the chat? If Spectre's in the chat, Spectre, you know where to find me. Get in the Discord. I'll add you in the call. Okay, so I have a couple theories. One, Spectre is a bisexual. Or two, Spectre has a lot of gay friends. A lot of them. A lot of gay and or trans friends. And that's the reason why he's so upset about this. And that's the reason why he supports things like hate speech. Let's see, though. Spectre bother to show up? Spectre, either get the link or I'm just going to wrap up the show. That's how this is going to play out. All right. I think you get the gist of this conversation because it's basically Spectre is triggered by people who think that, various forms of sodomy is disgusting and shouldn't be tolerated. Like the proud liberal that he is. All right, so I'm going to read a couple comments from the chat. I see Spectre's been spurging out. I'm not going to read yours because you're supposed to come on. Oh, wait, he's back. He's bitching out. Sorry, I only do it for viewers, remember? Well, I don't know if Nick's going to retweet you after this because this video is going to stay up. It's not a good look. It really isn't. So it's your last chance, man. It's your last chance to have any kind of recognition that you so desperately crave. Okay, actually, there is one more thing I want to show. Okay, Spectre repeats, sorry, John, according to you, I only do it for the views. Well, man, I got 21 people watching. That's 21 people that are supposedly on your side. Come on. So I only go on shows that have a solid viewer base. I mean, I don't think you're winning by bitching out here, Spectre. I mean, if you want to say you won by not showing up, okay, Tonka. All right. Okay, but there is one more thing I want to show. I'm just going to pull it up here. Let's see. Yep, got it. Okay. All right. Let's get that browser open. There we go. Zoom in a little bit. Because the irony here is that, I don't know what it is, but it's like if Spectre just practiced what he's preached or something, a little bit of what he preached. Because you see this on screen. This is something I stumbled upon while looking up other dumb shit Spectre's been saying. And this is also posted in Nick Rekieta's Discord. A lot of these YouTube personalities who engage in constant drama mongering and the like see themselves in the people they ridicule. They have low self-esteem, a low impression of their self-worth, and they do everything they can to throw attention off of their own misdeeds onto others. When it comes to Tonka, for example, they made countless memes and comments about how he was abusing oxy and meth, how because he claimed to be a Native American, he fit the stereotype of the lazy, drunk Indian. 8 months later, we find out Andy is stealing pain pills from his sister, actively looking for drugs in Knoxville. Likewise, Ralph is a confirmed alcoholic/drunk who drank every day to the point where it was an addiction, and he couldn't do his usual stuff without it. If you look at almost anyone from the IBS circle, and he gives a list of people, to a T, they are incapable of accepting criticism against them. They boil it down to, your criticism is invalid because you don't like me, /aren't successful YouTuber, my audience or Hugbox says you're wrong. This is similar to with the SJW cliques, skeptics, MRAs, etc. If you didn't have a good head on your shoulders before your YouTuber career took off, you carry it with you, and it only becomes worse because you convince yourself that YouTube likes and Twitter followers mean you're something special, and you're quick to sick people on those. Oh, this part's good. This part's really good. And you're quick to sick people on those that disagree with you or call you out on your bullshit. They were used to being bullied in school, became the bullies to a larger audience on YouTube, and then when they felt they were being bullied again, they tried to hide from it by convincing themselves their YouTube persona and success had to mean they were right. Damn, Spectre. Damn, I think the lady doth protest too much. That's what I think's going on here. Okay. All right. I think that wraps things up tonight. I'm just going to check out if Spectre bothered to show his bitch ass up in here. And he didn't because, again, Spectre's a coward. Really emulating Nick there. Oh, look at that, Spectre. The viewership went up to 27. Maybe now you show. Oh, wait. I think you're just using the numbers excuse, like the fact there's a low number of them, as an excuse to not bother showing up. But that's okay. I'm just going to close here. I think this was entertaining. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I'll be doing another one of these soon. I want to do another one tomorrow night, but I can't promise that because I have a busy schedule. You know, having a real life with an actual job, unlike certain people. But aside from that, yeah, I'm going to cover more of this Discord, and it's going to be and it's going to be highly entertaining, or at least I hope so. All right, have a good night, and peace the fuck out.